Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar tonight. Manal, how you doing?
Doing fabulous. I hope everyone's doing well. So we had what, close to 200 people who registered, right, Blake?
Yep.
And all
Yeah.
right, so
So this is exciting. We're really excited to be jumping into this topic. Um, just to introduce myself, my name's Blake Hadley. I'm the president, one of the founders of My Social Practice. If you're familiar with My Social Practice, we are a digital marketing agency for dental practices. We have a full suite of services, and we're called My Social Practice because we started in social media, and we still love social media. And so obviously this topic of TikTok and Reels is right up our alley. And then I have one of the smartest social media experts in the industry, Manal. Manal and I have been friends for actually quite a while. Manal spoke at our dental digital marketing conference years ago. Actually, you've spoken a few times at our conference, and we always learn a ton from Manal. So we're happy to have you here.
thank you for having me. Fun fact actually, DDMC 2000 sometime was it 2016, 15? I don't remember. Whenever it was in Vegas, the
Yeah,
the
that was
first time,
probably 2016, yeah, or 15. Right.
2016. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. That was my first ever big stage speaker, kind of speaking engagement because Jack, your dad, was so amazing. I
Yeah.
was there before, and we did a little bit of a fun thing together with three of us on the stage. And then he's like, "No, no, go it." I'm like, "Are you sure? I'm not a seasoned speaker. You have 400 people in the audience here." And Jack was so amazing. So love you guys. You guys have just been there from day one. Everything you're doing is amazing, and I'm just so excited to be here to talk
Yeah, well,
marketing.
you killed it that first time. You did so good on your speaking, and now you're speaking all the time, all over the country. So, um, yeah, that was awesome to have you do that. Well, let me kind of introduce Manal because she's our guest, and I'm going to be asking her a lot of tough questions tonight. But Manal is a best-selling author, marketing strategist, social media coach, and dental hygienist. She was born in India, grew up in the U.S. Virgin Islands. She went to college in New Jersey, now lives in Walla Walla with her husband and an extensive shoe collection. She launched her first company by breaking a Guinness World Record, and since has helped hundreds of dental practices and businesses with marketing strategies to grow production while reducing marketing expenses. She's also a founder of Marketologist, an online marketing training program, and CE on the Beach, where she hosts events in tropical islands. And I'm going to have you talk about that in just a second. This event in Aruba that's coming up, right? Um, Actually, this is a good time to talk about it now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that event coming up?
Sure. So guys, I'm a tech thing. So you guys see my little video playing there. That's just the US Virgin Islands because that's where I was born. But I was born in India and I grew up in the US Virgin Islands. So I'm an island girl. My family still lives in St. Thomas, so I get to go home all the time. And I was visiting my family one of the times and I had photos of this beach actually right here, which is Megan's Bay. On my social media because that's what we do. And then I had all these people saying, "How do we come there? How do I write off a trip and come to the island?" So I just posted and I said, if I were to do event in an island, will you all show up? And 200 of you said, yes, yes, let's make it happen. So See on the Beach was born and it was in St. Thomas. It was in Turks last year. This year it's in Aruba. I would love for you to come. It's a 3-day event. One day is for coaches, consultants, speakers. 2 half days are for dentist and team. Last year, the event was sold out 7 months in advance, and I had to add a 4th day because there was a wait list of people I couldn't get in. This year, I will not be adding a 4th day because, guys, it's a little too much. And islands are expensive and crazy. So we are not going to do that. But I would love for you guys to come. There's also a promo code and everything that I can share a little bit later once we get into all the fun details. But yes, it's happening in Aruba. See you on the beach, and we can talk about it more later.
Cool. No, I've heard amazing things about your event. So yeah, if you can make it to our event, I'm sure it's super, super valuable. Awesome. Well, thanks for telling us about that. Well, let's jump into our topic. Let's talk about short form video, TikTok and Reels, and how to stop people's scroll. How do we get people's attention? And especially as a dentist, what type of content can you be posting that will capture people's attention and educate them or entertain them, or whatever the purpose of what you're trying to do with your content. So
So we're the
let's first let's first talk.
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna just ask you, Manal, why are we talking about this? Why is this a subject that you and I have been pushing to our dental practices so much lately?
I think it was in 2015, actually, a study came out that said that our humans have pretty much an attention span of a goldfish. And that's where we are right now. Like, we are living in a world where we are constantly with pings and notifications and things, and everybody keeps wanting our attention, which happens to us. Like, how many times have we gone on to social, and after 2 hours, we are still scrolling, because that's just becomes a kind of a habit. So short form video is something that allows people to connect with you right away, because an average attention span of somebody is 3 seconds. So you have to grab somebody's attention in 3 seconds. And I will give you guys an example right here. So I'm going to use my actual background as my screen, guys, just so you follow along with me. So if you see that photo of me where I think I have some apple cider in there. Now that is a recorded video. It's fun, it's great, but I recorded that video and I posted it. So the engagement on that was actually the lowest of the 3 videos here. The video down here, which is, which you see me wearing my glasses, you see some comments coming in, that's when I actually went live. So I went live, I was doing Q&A questions. So this is a longer video, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see the timing there, but it was up to an hour. So people are engaged, but they're asking me questions, and it's a long time. Now, this video right here, you see there's a little filter on, people are connecting, people are communicating. That's a short form video. So what this means is that it's, first of all, if you looked at it right away, I bet that most of you looked at that video and you're like, what's that video about? Because I'm using a filter, right? So it's something that is engaging you right away. It grabs your attention. And if I grab your attention in the first 3 seconds, you're more likely going to watch that video than anything else. So this is why short form videos are so very important in today's world. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, I am not going to wear a pink tutu and dance around. You do not have to wear a pink tutu and dance around. Now, listen, if you want to wear a pink tutu and dance around, amazing. Totally go for it. We'll cheer you. That's incredible. And a lot of you are like, well, I don't want to do that. You don't have to do that. Video is just an outlet, is just a way for you to showcase your practice culture, the fun personality of your actual practice, who you are as a business owner, as a human, who you are as a dental professional, and that's all you want to do. So we'll give you some examples too, but short form video is literally, you can experiment it. I have experimented it, and I do this with all my clients to see what is working for them. And it is right now the best way for you to get engagement and reach. And I will also show you some stats today as well, so you can see the difference between a regular post and a short form video post too.
Yeah, they're finding, in order for practice to stay relevant, we have to jump into this because it's the type of content that people want now, right? It's when Instagram started, it was all filtered photos, and then TikTok later and is now the top. It's over the last 2 years, it's been the top downloaded app. It's by far past Instagram. So Instagram sees this, wow, they're beating us. We got to add reels into our platform because this is the type of content that people are gravitating to and what they want. So in order for us to stay relevant, we need to start creating videos. And that doesn't necessarily mean, like you said, that we have to dance in every video, right? A lot of times when I talk about TikTok, I get people rolling their eyes because all they can think about is their teenager doing goofy dances. It's not just about dancing. There's so many ways we can use short form video to capture our audience. So you talked about stopping people scroll, capturing people's attention. You and I use the term hooks when we talk about how to capture people's attention. We have to create a good hook. And why don't you talk a little bit about some hooks that you have seen are effective in these videos?
Absolutely. So the first thing, guys, I'm going to do this as a live example and live workshop. So here's my Instagram. If you're on your computer, scan it. If not, go to your chat. I just posted my Instagram link. Go on there because I'm going to share my actual phone with you. And I'm going to show you what a hook is, number one thing. And the second thing is I'm also going to show you why and how, which kind of hooks you want to use. So think of a hook as a way for you to grab somebody's attention, like an email subject line. We all know that if there is a captivating email subject line, we are more likely going to use that email. So go onto the profile and you're going to follow along with me. So I'm just going to go to my reels here. Now, if you look at my reels, right, look at this, dancing at a dental meeting. People be like, why are you always traveling? When you have a small following, but still see conversions. 7 hook, hey, look at that. I already gave you 7 hook ideas for pediatric dentists. I have 3 words for you, 10 easy reel. All of these that you see in every single video are actual hook ideas. Why? Because people are nosy. And because people are nosy, they're going to want to watch that video. You yourself know that. If you come across a video, but you don't know what that video is about, you're more likely going to keep scrolling. And because of that, we want to kind of change this up a little bit and say, okay, how do we do this? So this is an example of hooks. So hooks is what do you put in when you are trying to capture somebody's attention. So the catchier the hook, the juicier the hook, the more you're going to do this. And I have done like real experimentation on that. Can I share that with them too, guys?
Yeah,
Can I do
yeah,
that?
please.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to my phone screen here, and I'm going to show you how this is going to be. So you're going to see my screen pop up in just a minute. And I'm going to share because, again, everything that I do, I like to experiment. And I want to make sure that I'm experimenting so that I can show it to you guys. But then on top of that, I also want to make sure that you have something to, kind of go forward with. Now, as you see, a lot of these have different hooks, pushing it out there, as you can see. Now, I want you to see this right here. So watch this video, this reel, okay?
No, you have you get good.
What happened? Is it not working?
Oh, there was a little window over the top, but you got rid of it. We're good.
Okay, so this is, now I also want you to play the audio.
Bring the action.
All right, if you take a look at it, 651 plays only. Now, if you look at the one on the top with the black dress that says, that's over 300 plays, same audio, because people always say, well, it's a trending audio thing. Yes, it could be a trending audio thing, but watch this. The difference, literally, there is no text and there is text. And the same audio, I posted it at literally like the same time. I posted it around just to see what's going to capture more attention. And I put it this way. And the only difference really was putting that text on it. And one got 600, one got 3,000 plays. Yeah. So it's the hook. You need to have some text that's going to pull people in.
Yeah, people's eyes now, if when you're scrolling, you'll notice your eyes go first to the text on the screen, and then you'll start watching the video. It's kind of natural how we do it. Let me share. I want to share something here on mine screen, if you can see that okay. I talk about 3 different types of hooks that we can use. There's a novelty hook, which brings surprise, delight, fascination, right? The text over it somehow brings those emotions. We have a tension hook that causes anxiety, curiosity, and craving. So I think the one you just did is kind of an anxiety, a curiosity hook, right? Like you introduce this, and then you're waiting to see what the answer is. And then there's a relatability hook, which brings empathy, nostalgia, and happiness. And so one of my examples that I like to show is this one here. I'm going to first show it without any text, without a hook, and it has some music on it. But let me show this real quick. So cute team, cute song. I mean, it's a cute video, right? But I don't know if I would continue to watch that after seeing that. But this one has some text over the top, same video. Dental professional, and if you were watching that, you would see that hook, and it says what people say in our office, and you it relates to you, you want to see if what what people are saying in their office is the same as what they're saying in your office. So you'll continue to watch it, where you might cut out if not. So yeah, that's we have to think about those hooks and how we can keep people watching, because if not, like you said, you only have a second and they're on to the next piece of content.
And think of your hooks as like powerful lines or powerful taglines, or how you can push it. Like I share a lot of the hook ideas and real ideas and things like that directly, because it's important for us to have creativity. Like something like behind, you could always do like a simple behind the scenes, but you could even do a day in my life as a dentist, or I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe my team just said this. Oh my gosh, what did the patient say, right? So those are more like anxiety kind of driven. Otherwise, they're like, did that just happen now? Again, I will share this right here. This is one of my clients, and I want to share with you a couple of ways that they are using these reels so that you can kind of see on here. If you see, like all of these have hooks as well, right? So this one says, what you know, when you know, you change someone's life, right? So it's like, again, when you know, you change someone's life kind of thing. Coming in, again, if you were just watching this without anything, you will have no idea what's going on. And this is, the doctor's like posing for photos because he just knows that he changed someone's life and he feels like a celebrity and he feels like he did something amazing. So again, without that hook, you're like, why is this guy just like posing? I don't get it. But when you read the hook, everything kind of makes sense. And when it's Friday, very simple, when it's Friday, and it's just coming in and putting it together and simple stuff, but without it, it wouldn't make sense. So you always, if you're going to create content, you can try to do it this way. I mean, this one says, the soda, like, what do you do? Top six. So even watch right here, they're using something, but it's very simple and easy. So you want to have those hooks for sure. But I also want to show this. A lot of times people say, okay, I'm not going to do that dancing. Now, this is a client of mine, and just watch this. Very simple. They have a mirror on the wall, and all they're doing is capturing the patient's reaction. And they've just added captions. So hooks are
Mm.
important, but so is audio, right? So when you're trying to create content, on sometimes you're just having a conversation with them. So sometimes all you actually need is videos to show what is happening in the practice, how you treat your patients, and all of that. And that creates a huge difference. It's very easy to have the smile reveals, to take videos and photos together, push them out together, just kind of showing. Now, I know that they do a lot of cosmetic work, as you can see here. But even when you're just taking some videos, you are able to put content on social media that becomes easier for people to see, and just reactions, the
Mm.
simple, authentic reactions. It doesn't sometimes take a lot. And some of these patients that you see are boomers. They are not millennials. They are not Gen Z. So I know that one of the biggest questions that I usually get is, my patients are boomers and they hate being on video. Yeah, mostly everybody hates being on video, because if we take our phone and if you're like, say something nice about me, they're gonna be like, what? Hold on, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to say it. So a great way to do that is to have that conversation. Just sit down with them, have them share their experience, and record that. Because that conversation, the genuine emotional connection, the fact that they're smiling big, that you've changed their lives, that's what we want people to see. And they are going to connect with it. So making it simpler for you is easy. If there is anything that I would tell you to get started with videos, is capture content. Don't be afraid. Don't think you have to dance. Don't think you have to do the latest trend. If you can just start capturing content, then you can start adding those hooks so people grab attention to it. And now you actually have people kind of stopping that scroll and looking at your content.
Yeah. I love that you talked about captions as well. I think it's safe to say that captions in and of itself is a hook, because the way people are consuming content, a lot of people don't turn on their audio. And the captions is the thing that keeps them watching, because their audio may be off, but they're reading the captions. So I think it's almost safe to say that every video that you create where there's some kind of dialogue, some kind of you're talking, you should always put captions over the top. And in TikTok and Reels, it auto creates. There's an option to auto create captions. You don't have to have an additional software to do that. So I would say do that on every single one of your videos, because it will stop people from scrolling. I want to show you one thing really quick here. You guys can screenshot this. I wrote some quick hooks that you can use to kind of start giving you some ideas of videos you can start creating. Here's just a few ones, and you can substitute the words that are underlined there for whatever you want. 3 signs that you should. This is why brushing isn't working. I can't believe what I just discovered. Instead of buying this, buy this. Here are 3 tips to get rid of bad breath. Come with me to my dental job. I think that was one that Manal just said. So here's a whole bunch of them to just get the wheels turning in your head of the type of hooks and the type of content you can start creating. I wanted to share a few of those with you.
Perfect. And I was going to do the same because we want to make this the same thing, guys. So here I made a carousel
Oh,
post
perfect.
on
Awesome.
Instagram. So if you go to the, I'm going to put the link to this carousel post on your chat here. So if you go to that carousel post, you can just save it and you will actually see, why is nobody talking about how to instantly feel more? And you could put down anything you want. Unexpected bloopers. Funny enough, unexpected blooper it's actually a pretty powerful hook. People always want to see like everything that went wrong. Like after a movie is over, like we all sit there and we watch all the stuff behind the scenes. People love that, right? So things that you thought are helping you, how to do dash in 3 simple steps. Don't start your morning without doing this. Have you ever wondered about this? Real versus reality. That would be really funny if
That
you have
one
a
is,
real.
yeah, Instagram
Mhm.
versus reality. I see those all the time.
This or that edition as well. Did you know this hack? Throwback to I was 2 years old when I found out about. So have
Love
fun
it.
with them. Create it. Again, I put the link to that exact post there so you guys can save it. You guys can use it however you want. But yeah, so just between what Blake, you just shared and I just shared 12 hooks and you probably just shared 12 hooks. That's 24 hooks, guys. You're set for 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, get going on those. Awesome. Someone asked just barely in the chat if I could just share this screen again. I'll just keep this up as we start into the next conversation so you can screen capture this, the 3 types of hooks. Okay, so hopefully that covered hooks and how we can stop people scroll. Let's talk a little bit about audio now. Trending sounds, trending audio. Manal, why is this so important that we keep up with trending sounds? And what do you recommend practices do to find the best trending sounds and audio?
So it's actually pretty easy to find trending sounds on Instagram. And so also on TikTok. So I'm going to share again my phone screen just so you guys can see how this works in real time. Um, so I'm showing my own examples, guys, because clearly I can do that. I am allowed to share my own page and my own Instagram. So let's take a look at some of this. The first thing, if I were to play this, do you see on the lower left side there is an arrow where the music is playing? So on the lower left side, there is an arrow. So when I click on that music, it will say trending. An arrow means trending. So this arrow, this means this is trending. A music sign, not trending. That's how simple it is. So if you want to find trending audio, all you have to do is scroll through reels if you want. So you can scroll through reels, right? And let's say that you see this reel and you're like, oh, I really like this audio. I see that it's trending. You can go there and you could use audio or you could use that reel. You could use a template. A template is when somebody makes a reel from a template that you could just copy and then you could add your own photos and videos as well. So it's a really easy way for you to do that too. So you could create the use template option if you wanted to, but that's how easy it is. You just kind of have to scroll through and everything trending, you will see the arrow.
Yeah, the algorithm really likes that trending content. It favors trending content, even if it's a song just over the top of something that really doesn't even have to do with the song, because it's using trending audio, the algorithm will favor that and show it to more people. So you don't have to have some brilliant idea that goes exactly with the audio and every cut and transition. You have to do something. Simply, you can just put it in the background and maybe even soften it a little bit, I would say, and talk over the top of it. It will actually benefit and help the reach of your video, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And here's another trick, guys. So what you want to do is you want to add collaborators. So when you add a collaborator, okay, so this, I'm going to go to the first video. So if you see that first video, that's from when I spoke at Hinman. Now, if you go on here, you see it says Manal Sampat LLC and Hinman Dental. It's
Hmm.
both of them. So what happens is that when you add a collaborator, that content goes on your page and the collaborators page. So now you're getting in front of multiple audiences. The reason I'm sharing this is because you want to get in front of your patients posts, like you want to get in front of your patients audiences, their family, their friends, like those are the people you want to bring to your practice, right? So if you are making a reel, if you are making any kind of a post, you want to get into the habit of adding by permission, always written consent, always get written consent. And my social practice has an amazing written consent form, so make sure you get that if you haven't gotten that yet. I mean, I literally like hand that out to everybody. Here's the consent form, you need the consent form. But once you have that, also let them know, hey, I'm going to tag you, or can I add you as a collaborator? And then if they add it, that video showcasing the patient goes on your page and their page. And how amazing that all of their friends and family get to see your practice and how the patient loves coming to you.
Yeah, exactly. I just dropped the link to that consent form download if in the chat there if you want to use that. Yeah, make sure you always get HIPAA consent whenever you're using that. And I love that idea, Manal, to collaborate with, I mean, most of your patients are going to have Instagram. So if you do a reel with them, yeah, do a little collaboration and have it on their page, but also yours. Another way to do that, Manal, that I've seen is if you can collaborate with a local business. So there's a practice that I follow that does a really good job with collaborating with local small businesses. And what they'll do is they'll come up with a little giveaway. So they'll decide that they're going to do, they're going to give away certain services, and then the local business is also going to give away something, and they create this little package, and then they'll go over to the local business. Let's say it's a toy store, or if it's a pediatric practice or something, they'll go over to the business and they'll create a little reel with them and do something fun, dance, or like show a toy that they like, or do something fun. And then they'll do just exactly what you said. They'll do a collaborative post so that that post reaches the toy store's audience and reaches the dental practice's audience. And it's a really good way to grow your followers and get more reach. So that's another way to do that. Cool. Okay, so trending audio, make sure you look for trending audio, save trending audio when you see a good reel, save it. I don't know if you showed that. Maybe
Yeah,
most
there's this
people
little
know.
save button.
Yeah, there's a little, what is that? Like a flag? It's like a
Yeah,
ribbon?
it's like the little, like a bookmark. It's a
Oh,
bookmark.
bookmark. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a bookmark, and you do that too. And here's another quick trick as well. So remember, we want to have people stay on your reel. So attention, grabbing attention is really important. I want to show you that reel I have in the middle. I actually have that there because, so the first thing is the reel actually has a hook, right? And you see it starts with a video, photo, 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 quick video, quick video, quick video. So you see what just happened was people are like, hold on, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And they keep watching it. So sometimes it's really great if you just have a combination of photos and videos. So if you're
Mhm.
able to do that, it's a great thing. So let's say that you just have a video of you walking in the practice. Amazing. You want to have that a video of you walking in the practice, and maybe then you have a photo of like the morning huddle, the photo of going into the treatment room, the photo of patient coming in giving you a high five, the photo of team going, come check my patient, right? Like waiting for you. And then a quick video. People will watch those reels or any short form TikTok videos more because you captured their attention. It's like, what's coming next? What's coming next? What's
Yeah.
coming next? So sometimes it's that easy as finding a trending audio, putting on a hook that matches that trending audio, and then just go to your library on your office phone and office iPad, push it all out, put it together, and be like, here's a photo, here's a video, here's a photo, here's a video. And now you're starting to kind of repurpose that content.
And that reminds me of templates now,
Mm-hmm.
which Instagram has created something called templates. I don't know if you have an example that you could
I
show of what
do.
a template is, but that idea of showing clip after clip after clip, it's a
Mm-hmm.
little tough and cumbersome of uploading every single video and clip and cutting it to the place you want. But Instagram has created something called templates where you can start with a little template, and it basically has like little drop add
Oh, it's
areas.
so easy, and it's so easy, and it's so amazing. So let's say that you were to go to, I'm just trying to find, because I do a lot of the templates and I share about it, and I know that sometimes people are going to be like, but isn't that wrong? Aren't we stealing from somebody? No, you're not.
No.
So when I post something and I have like a photo, video, photo, video, photo, video thing, like what I was just sharing with you, if I post something, what I want you to do is, if you guys are following me, go to that. I have that reel pinned on the top. If you go there, you will see the option that says use template. When you do that, okay, so for example, this right here, this is a random reel I found on social, guys. So I don't know who this person is. So FYI, this is a random reel, but do you see it says use
Yep.
template? So if I were to click on that use template, what it's allowing me to do is take their font, take what they're doing, and then all I have to do is add my own photos and videos there. So
Yep.
if I click on it, I go to my own phone and I can add my own photos and videos. And again, you're just using their formatting to do this. This is powerful. It's
Super
powerful
powerful.
two different ways. One, it's easy for you because you can just do it. Two, it gives the person who shared it some extra juice. So when I post something and I use the template, Instagram gives me the option to make sure that people can use my template. So I am in control of saying yes or no. I know that I sometimes get, well, aren't we cheating? No, you're not cheating. It feels like you're cheating because it's so easy. But no, you're actually helping the people who are posting it because it gives them extra juice because their algorithm goes, wow, look at that. All these people using her template. It must be
Hmm.
really good. So if I didn't want you to use it, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, and it makes it so nice because it kind of usually the templates kind of go to the beat of the music. So every time there's a beat, it'll switch to a different. So it just is easier. It's hard to actually edit on beats by yourself, like to try to make transitions in just the right place. So that already puts it there for you and makes it nice.
Yeah. And I think we had Bridget asked a question.
Oh yeah.
Um, Bridget, you said, does the number of posts or reels in an audio matter? Yeah, actually it does. Great question, Bridget. That's amazing that you asked that. So, funny enough, the way it's a little complicated. The the best way I can answer it is, if you want to hop onto a trend, so you want to hop onto something where you want to get a lot more views than you would think, you want to kind of stay under 3,000 of people who have created it, right? So, but here's the thing: if you do that, and if you go to this like trending audio, and you have less than 3,000 people who use that reel, then you have to kind of go down and see what kind of views those reels are getting. So if it's stuck on 3,000 reels in 2 weeks, then that's not going to become into a big trend because people didn't care enough. But if you come across something and it's at 1,200, and the next day it's at 1,800 and like 2,000, it's climbing quickly, then you know that that is going to turn into a trend. So if you're asking, how do I do that? Now, many times you just want to hop onto a fun thing. Like, I love that. I love the one with the elevator, or like, you remember when it was like, that's how it first came out, is when it goes dark. And I did it with my hairdresser. I thought it was so much fun where we did it too. Like we just start dancing crazy and we're like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. With the
so much
light.
fun with the lights, so much fun. So if you just want to hop onto a fun trend, then you can just hop onto a front end and really not worry about anything, you know, short or form. But if you want to hop onto a trend that the song's going to start trending and you're going to go viral with it, then yes, you have to do a little bit of homework because if it was that easy, everybody would do it. So you just
Mhm.
kind of have to pay attention to the engagement and the reach for the audio.
Great question, Bridget. Okay, awesome. Well, that kind of covers a little bit about audio. Now let's talk a little bit about the video, the quality of the video. Maybe what are some things that we can do to improve the quality, or, what's your opinion on the quality of the video? Do we need to have perfect lighting and perfect videos to start creating reels and TikToks?
So you do want to have good lighting, and
Hmm.
you do want to have good quality. And what I mean by good quality, I don't mean professional. You don't have to go professional. We don't want a professionally done. We want an organic, authentic video. But if I were to like completely, go like this, you're not going to see me and you can't figure out what's going on. That's not going to work, right? You have to kind of see me. And if I was dark right now, you're not going to enjoy this experience at all. So that's the same thing. And actually, Instagram and TikTok both look at the quality of the video. So if your video quality is low, they will automatically not share that video to more people because your quality is low. So yes, you do want to have good quality, and by good quality, good lighting. Make sure that you're always kind of recording it in 4K or 1080 or higher. Let's make sure that, and the guys, I mean, we live in a world of so many apps now. You could use if you're using iPhone is amazing. With editing, you could use CapCut, you could use Canva, you could take any video and at least add lighting to it and make it better. So 100% do that.
Yeah, there are a lot of little tricks, just little things that you can do. A lot of people probably don't even know on their iPhone, you can switch it from HD to 4K in the corner, or the frame rate, for example, in the top right corner, they've recommended that like a 30 frame per second rate is actually the best kind of video to even upload to Instagram. So you might want to look in the top right-hand corner, maybe do a 30 frame rate and a 4K video. Just little things like that will make your videos look a little bit better. Again, lighting, a good phone. And but I think you made a good distinction, Manal, between professionally shot video and just good looking quality video. There is a difference. You don't need to have professional video to make this. And they've actually found that people like unpolished video even better than professional type of video, that it feels more authentic, it feels more transparent. It's okay if you mess up in your speech, and they want it to feel real. And I think that's something that a lot of dentists struggle with, and orthodontists, because we have a lot of perfectionists and they don't want to show that they have any weakness, or that and so it takes a little bit of time to adjust and feel comfortable in front of a camera and feel authentic. But that's the type of content people want. When it's more about that, I would say, than video quality. It's about, or like professionally shot, it's more about authenticity.
100%. And it's so important for you to show that, because the first one in social media is social. It's okay for you to do that. And I know that it is scary. So one of the things that I always recommend is, if you're trying to get started and you're uncomfortable, get a friend to do it with you. And if you are doing it with a friend, by friend, I mean, your team member, your colleague, your significant other, whatever, whoever you feel comfortable with. Maybe like my hairdresser, when I first started, my hairdresser, his name is Rob. Rob is amazing, guys. I'll show you an example of Rob coming up very soon. Rob is amazing. And Rob doesn't even have Instagram, by the way, but he's just a super fun personality. And I'm like, Rob, I'm doing these videos now, and he's like, let's go ahead and do one together. And then we always have a blast, and we don't care about looking silly or funny, because remember, I'm a professional. I speak at all these meetings. I'm talking to you guys, I'm teaching, so I don't want to like just show up and be like, let's go dancing. No, so I don't do that. I mean, I would say less than 2% of my videos I have to do anything with dance. It's all content. But sometimes if you want to just get comfortable, you just want to have some fun, it's totally okay for you to do it with a friend. And find somebody who loves that kind of stuff and just record it. And if you're okay with it, go ahead and post it. Don't overthink it. You don't have to rewatch your video again. As long as you were like, yeah, it looks decent, there's nothing bad, I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with it. Just post it. And then don't go look at it if you don't want to. Just let it do its thing. and that's okay. And you get used to it as you do more and more and more videos.
Yeah, I hate watching videos of myself after, so maybe it's better to just like put it out there and then don't think about it again.
So here's like a fun video. So here's Rob, guys. I'm going to show you guys Rob. Rob is amazing. So Rob's right there in the middle. He's wearing glasses, if you see there. So here's Rob.
Out your eyes, raise your eyebrows, stop smiling. That's your model face.
That's great.
Again, all the other videos that I actually share are giving you guys content, right? So it's like I'm sharing tips, or here are real ideas, here's this, here's that. That is just fun. And if I'm doing something fun, I try to get Rob with it. Now, while we are talking about it, one of the first videos I ever made was with Rob as well. And I want you to see something. There is like a I Love Lucy thing. That's just like a random thing. This is where before videos became real. There used to be IGTV and just videos. But if you look at next to it, I have for the Halloween, there is like 3,700 views. Then there looks like it's some kind of a video with me in the mask, 600, then 1,900, 1,900, 2,000, 12,000, 9,000, 10,000, right? But all of these videos, the one that catches your attention is probably the one with me wearing a mask. And it's a fun video. I mean, Rob and I were actually having a good time.
The girl them skill out tip. Thunderball. Some
It's just like a stupid fun video. It's entertaining though. So you would assume that you're going to get more reach with it. Why did it only get 600 reach when all the other videos surrounding it got so much more? Does anybody want to guess why? Just stare at it for a second. You can see it right away. And no, it's not me wearing a mask. It's not Rob wearing a mask either. Do you guys know what it is? Put it in the chat box if you know what it is. If not, no hook. There was no hook. Good idea. Perfect. You're listening, Emily. I love you. Love you. Bridget says no hook, but there's another thing. There is no hook. And then there was another thing. TikTok. Yes, Tessa. Yeah. That's right. There was a TikTok logo. So yes, no hook, no context, TikTok. So what happens is that a couple of years ago, Instagram pretty much came out and was like, if there's a third-party logo on your videos, our algorithm is going to push it down. Pretty much they meant TikTok, because TikTok and Instagram are competitors. And when you give away prime real estate, which is reeled on Instagram, to TikTok, they don't like it very much. So I know that TikTok gives you an option to just share it directly to IG. Now, unless you're already gone viral on Instagram, you have a huge following. If you do, then it doesn't matter because you're going to get engagement. But if you don't, you're trying to grow, that's a different thing. And so one of the things that Blake and I were actually talking about this earlier is, if you're going to make videos, make the video. You could use Instagram, you could use TikTok, you could use another software, whatever it is. Download the actual file of the video and then share it separately. Yep. So share it separately on TikTok, use the trending audio on TikTok, share it separately on IG, use the trending audio there. If you're using YouTube Shorts, share it separately on YouTube Shorts and use the trending audio there. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. You've taken the time to create a video. You should use it on all platforms. The problem is just some of the technicalities of audio that will get flagged on different platforms. So if you try to use the same song and upload it to Instagram, they could flag it, or YouTube Shorts, they could flag it. So, I know that some ideas tied really closely to the audio, but if you can use a different piece of audio and it still works, I would recommend, use the audio that's available on the platform. That will help your post. And yeah, like you said, get rid of the logo, TikTok, and download it, and then upload it in that way. So that's
and Ansley, you're absolutely correct. So Ansley said that TikTok has a feature 100%. So TikTok and Instagram both have features for you to download the video before you post it. And if you do that, most of the times you're going to be able to download them without audio because it won't let you, but you will have the video. So if you worked on the video, if you added some text, if you made it into whatever, you could just download the video itself and then reshare it. So just be careful on how you do that, because it's going to be a lot easier. And I know it's extra work because it's like, man, can't I just post it and then post it there? I know. I wish it was easier too.
No. Yeah, you have to think about each platform and what works best. Yeah, I agree. Well, now that we have kind of some tactics and strategies of how to create the videos, what looks good, what sounds good, what catches people's attention, let's talk a little bit about just coming up with the time and how do we put this into our busy schedules? What is the best way to put this in responsibilities of team members? How much time should we be taking each week? How many times should we be posting each week? So let's talk a little bit about management.
Absolutely, guys. So, what about hashtags and call to action? We'll do that too. Lisa will work on that.
Yep.
So, but here's the thing, guys. Take a screenshot of this. So it's very easy. It's an easy formula. You want to first have a content calendar. So content calendar could be, and again, no, you do not have to post every day. I know that if you think about it, you're already overwhelmed saying, oh my gosh, I have to post every day. No, you don't. You don't have to
No.
post every day. You can post every other day. And that's totally okay. You can post I rather have you post good content than you post like just to post, right? Like
Yes.
that's not going to help you. Good content is what really makes sure. So even if you were to take a few photos and videos, so I'm a hygienist too, guys. So I'm gonna do some real talk with you, and I'm gonna be really conservative here. So let's say that your practice is open 4 days a week. That's it, 4 days a week. And let's say that you only see 5 patients a day. Majority of you are probably open more than that and probably see a lot more patients than 5 patients a day. That's 20 patients coming into your door every week. Can you take 2 photos? Just 2. So out of the 20, just 2 photos. I think you can do that. I think so. If you just look at your morning huddle and be like, hey, Mrs. Smith is coming in. She's amazing. She loves us. She always brings us cookies. She shows up on time. She pays on time. We just love her. Yes. Take a photo with Mrs. Smith. Have the doctor or the team member take a photo with Mrs. Smith, right? So 2 photos that you could do with just like your patients, and then 2 photos or videos of your practice. So morning huddle, getting ready for treatment, walking into the practice, driving to the practice. If you have any kind of like, I have a lot of clients who are very heavy cosmetic or pedo or ortho and things like that. Then we want to show the specialty part of things. We want to see how you're using certain things, right? So you kind of push that together. So the first is the content calendar. So what are you going to share? And again, 2 photos, 2 videos, 2 with patients, 2 without, you're good. Gather content. So actually have the content gathered, photos and videos. Pro tip, everything should be vertical. So if everything is vertical, like I showed you that example, you can make reels and TikToks with photos only, because you take the photos, you take 3 of them, make it into a video. So just gather your content, but please gather it on the practice phone or the practice iPad. Let's not have a team member who is coming in and doing photos and videos, because then they go home with your patients' photos and videos. I know, and if this was like e-commerce or if we were not in healthcare, all right, whatever. But the fact is we are in healthcare and we have to be careful, and you really don't want your patients' photos and videos going home with somebody else. So get a practice iPad, get a practice iPhone, do whatever you have to do. Get a video camera if you want to, whatever it is. Make sure the content stays there. And that's when you're going to share it.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, that's important. Gathering content too is one thing that don't feel like you have to take the photo and then post it right then, or take the video and create the reel right then in the middle of the day. Like gather content throughout the day, little video clips here and there. And then, when you have time to sit down and actually create the reel, one thing that I've noticed as I gather content, even though the video seems like really boring, that if I take a little clip, like once you gather like 5 clips and you kind of put them together and you put a fun song on it, like that's where the creativity really happens, and it brings these clips to life. And so just be gathering content throughout the day at different moments, and then think about editing later. So sorry, keep going.
No, you're no, absolutely. And it's good, because you always want to have a bank. You want to have a bank of content. So as much you can add in that bank, and definitely don't share it. Like if you have 8 patients coming one day and they're all superstars, take those 8 photos and just put it in the bank. Like don't just take 2, because I said it. No, take the 8 and have it in the bank ready. The third thing is engagement. You do want to engage. So the more engagement you have with your content, the better you're going to get at it, right? So people liking, people sharing, people doing all that. And I'm going to share this with you guys, because I know this is all about videos, but I want to share I want to share a tip with you here, and show you how this works on here. So give me a second again. Let me share my screen. I hope you guys are enjoying this webinar. If you are, tell us that you are. Because we're definitely going live in all of this and sharing real life stuff. Okay, so I want to show you this. So you see the first 3 posts I have, so they are pinned. Now I want to show you this post right here. So it says, here are 9 dental reel ideas. You guys can also absolutely go and get all these ideas and do them. That's great. But every time you share anything, you want to go to view insights. Your insights are going to tell you how your content is performing. Now, I want you to take a look at this content here because there's 3 different things I want you to focus on. The first thing is look at the amount of likes. So the like is the heart, then it's the comments, the shares, and the saves. Look at the difference between the comments and the saves. People don't always like to comment unless it's a birthday or a celebration or something big happening, right? Like if there's a congratulations and stuff, then people are going to comment. Otherwise, they are not, but they are going to save. Now, when they save something, the algorithm automatically is going to show you more content from that person. And you have seen that happen before. If you come across a post and you save it, the next thing you know, Instagram will tell you, hey, you saved Manal's post. Here's her new post.
Mhm.
So it automatically pushes that content. So when you're sharing content, you want to push it where people do that. So like something like this, I got 97 comments on this and only 10 saves. Why? Because this was for a Forbes feature. So everybody's like, congratulations, amazing, but only 10 saves because there is nothing here to save. It's just a kind of an announcement. So I want you to see the difference when you're creating content. There is content that you do that is just like an announcement. And then there's content that you do that people are going to save. So think about some of the questions you get all the time from your patients. What are those questions? Let's make you the go-to practice. Become the KOL in your neighborhood, like the key opinion leader when it comes to dentistry. And reels are an amazing way for you to share that, but so are carousel posts. And you want to just see because people are going to share it, right? So just want to kind of show you why engagement is so really so very important when it comes down to it, because the more you are engaged, the better you're going to your content is going to get out there.
Yeah, that's important to understand how the algorithm works. And those saves aren't visible. You can't, unless you go into insights like she just went into and sees the amount of saves, not the public can't see those saves. But I think that's great advice because saved content is usually something that's of high value that someone wants to go back to because they saved it so that they want to go back to it and either learn from it or share it with someone, or they want to keep it, right? And that's a huge factor. If Instagram sees you save something, that you must be interested in that content, so you want to see more of it. I think this is a good place too to talk about the question of hashtags and calls to action. Hashtags is another great way to get more reach. And the really cool thing about the insights is you can actually see the reach directly from the hashtags that you included in the post. So it will show your reach to your followers, how many of your followers were engaging with your content and how many of it did it reach? And then it will show from hashtags how many new people your content reached. And hashtags have been around for a really long time. And I get the question, do they still help your posts? And I always encourage to use hashtags. They do help with your post, and you'll see that in the insights. You'll get more reach from hashtags. I would come up with a hashtag list that you can include in your posts. You may not want to just always copy and paste that same list on every single one of your posts. You might want to change it up depending on what the post content is. But I always encourage to include hashtags in your posts and in your videos. It will help your content be seen more. Anything else you want to add about hashtags or Manal?
No, I completely agree. And don't just do random hashtags. Like don't hashtags have a system, right? So if your photo is with pizza, start with a hashtag of pizza. Don't do hashtag dental.
Yeah.
Because again, the SEO, the algorithm, it's smart. It can see the photo, and if you do that, then it thinks it's spam, that you're spamming, and then it won't get you the reach. So you do want to be smart about your hashtags. Your hashtags need to be what your content is about, who you are, and where you live. So for example, if you're a dentist in Manhattan, hashtag dentist in Manhattan, hashtag cosmetic dentist in Manhattan, hashtag Manhattan dentist, hashtag Manhattan dental care. So you want to use your geographical hashtag in it, because think of a hashtag as a search term. This is what people are searching for. So if I go to Instagram and I do hashtag dentist in Manhattan, you want to pop up because I'm looking for a dentist in Manhattan. So in that similar sense, you kind of want to push that out there, but don't just do it to, oh, I need to put a hashtag, so I'm going to do hashtag, something like cookie.
Yep.
That's not going to help you as much, right? So just
Yeah,
think about it.
just because it's a high view hashtag doesn't mean it's going to help you. And Instagram is getting smarter about that. They're not letting you just put random hashtags if your content doesn't relate to it. There's a few questions coming in just about boosting posts, how to, I guess this is part of a CTA type of question that came in, like what type of CTAs, how, great, we're creating great video, it's getting viewed, it's getting seen. Now, how do we turn these people into patients, right? What should we, how is that going to work? Would you have any thoughts about that on CTAs or boosting posts?
Yeah, CTAs are great because you do need a CTA. So your call to action should be either send us a message for this, right? Send us a DM for this. Send us we are doing a whitening promotion. We are doing $200 off. Send us a DM to get the $200 code, or something like that. So people are actually communicating and messaging. Funny enough, guys, here's a real cool tip. You do a lot more sales in stories. Stories are a fantastic way for you to do sales. So don't disregard them as well. As far as the video goes, the videos are great. You want to end the video with like a call to action. Hey, call or practice for this. Join us. We're accepting new patients, whichever. You kind of want to make it fun and exciting, and you can pop it as a caption directly onto your video. You could put it as a caption, actual caption, like actual text next to the video or the post as well. You do want to do that. And you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, sorry, cut you off. But I was going to say, think about how you interact with reels. Like, let's say you're on the Explore page and you see an interesting looking reel. You click on it, you watch the reel, you think, oh, this is interesting. This is a cool brand. Then what do you usually do from that point? Usually click on the profile, right? Like you want to say, oh, I want to know a little bit more about who this person is or who this brand is. You click on the profile, and then where do you go? You'll either go to the stories to see what the most latest posts are. And in stories, they can put links in stories that then take you to websites where you can fill out a form or whatever, or you go to the bio link, right? You click on the bio link that can then take you to a direct call to action, an offer, a contact page. And that's where your conversion is going to happen. So, Reels, I think the goal of Reels is to, like we said, capture people's attention, right? The goal of the reel is to create good content that captures people's attention, and then that draws them into your profile. They want to learn more about you. Then they start following you. They see your stories, they click on links, and then then you can convert them into a patient. So that's something to think about.
No, absolutely. And yeah, like linking as well. And oh my God, I'm trying to share my screen, guys, but if you see some text messages coming in, I'm sorry, I did do not disturb, but my team is like messaging me going, what's going on Instagram right now? So if you see messages coming in, that's Jen, who is my assistant, and she's amazing. But I want to show you this example. Okay, so take a look at this. I forgot to share this to you. If I shared this video by itself, it would have been a reel. So any video less than 15 minutes is a reel. However, because I shared this with a photo and I added it as a post, it's a post. I think I just confused everybody. If I were to share this, if I were to just take this video and share it by itself, right?
Because you made it into a carousel.
Yes, it is now a thing. Now, couple of things on here. Number one, I am still using, a GIF to put in front. There is a hook, point of view, when you can write off a trip to Aruba, right? So then we are putting it. Then you have the information, and then you put this. So if you do have something, right? So let's just say that, let's take the same example, and let's say you're trying to sell whitening. And you want to do something like this, where maybe you have practice, the docs and team are jumping in, whitening promotion happening, like whatever. You could do that, have a hook on the top, and then the next slide, the next carousel shows what everything is, like gives you the details about it. So you can totally also do that where you're super obvious in sharing that. So it's very like, we are doing a whitening promotion, excitement. I didn't jump in the air. I just use a friend's GIF because I love Chandler and I love Matthew. Okay, we won't get into that, but I wanted to just make sure that I posted out there, and that's what we did. So you kind of, see it where you are allowed to get creative with it, have fun with it. throw in some stuff and just see how your audience reacts to that.
Great. We have some
ads,
more.
right?
What's that?
Somebody said about ads.
Oh yeah, someone asked a little bit about boosting posts. We have a few more questions in here. I know we're coming close to the hour. You and I, Manal, could talk about this all night long if we wanted to. Maybe let's just hit a couple of these questions and then we'll kind of wrap it up. And again, feel free to email us after, and we're happy to help you further if we can. Let's see. Should you save stories in a highlight so you can see it after it disappears from the story? I think that's a great idea. Yeah, highlights are a great thing for Instagram to kind of, I like to think of it as your kind of nav bar, your like a web page nav bar that you can actually put into Instagram, but it's a more interactive nav bar where you can take all your content and put them into different subjects. So yes, definitely. If you have some good content in a story, I would highlight it. Do you recommend sharing new posts and reels to stories? Is there ever a time you wouldn't want to? I don't know. I can't think of a time where you wouldn't want to. You know, a lot of people check stories first before they go to the feed. And if you can catch their attention by sharing your reel to a story, I would say do that every time. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do that.
So yeah, you definitely want to reshare your reel to a story because you'll get more views. I don't know if you need to share your post to a story. I would almost do a hook type story with a little thing with your post. So when you share the post, use your fingers, make it tiny and be like, oh my God, I just shared 10 dental reel ideas. Go check it out. And like have them click on the post and go there. So you could do that as well. The reason, so yeah, resharing it is not a problem. I just want you to be a little bit smart about it, on how you do it, because if you're going to share it as a story anyway, they don't need to go to your page and engage with you, and vice versa. So you kind of want give them a reason to go to your page to take a look at it. That's a great thing. The other thing with sharing, making every story your highlights are highlights. So if somebody goes to your highlight, they're not going to look at 100 highlights.
Yeah, good point.
Right. So when, Blake said something that was so great, he said, if the content is good, make it into a highlight. So just think about that before you make it into a highlight. If you're just like having a random, like, here's cheers with a coffee,
Yeah.
we don't need to make that into a highlight because it doesn't serve any purpose. If you are like actually a before and an after, yeah, make that into a highlight so anybody looking at your before and after highlights can see the results that you provide. So don't overwhelm your highlights, because then everybody won't be able to see what you want them to see, because it's no longer, think of it as like, when you're reading like a book and like you highlight every line.
Yeah.
That's
then
not
nothing's important. It's all
then
just
nothing's important. So highlight what you actually want to highlight.
Yeah, that's good advice. Okay, well, I think we're probably out of time, unless there's any last words that you want to say, Manal. Why don't you give us your last thoughts? Why don't you share any more information about your event or a little call to action, and then I have a little something to give away as well.
Perfect. So Lisa, you said you were coming to Aruba. Yay! That's amazing. So everybody, if you want to come to See on the Beach in Aruba, here is the link. I just posted it there. To everybody, it's actually CE on the Beach in Aruba. Come right off a trip to Aruba. It's fun. There's actual genuine speakers coming. We're all sharing content. There is clinical marketing. There's marketing. There is hygiene. There is practice management. It's a lot of fun. There is a lot of cool stuff. It's actually a pretty fun event. And here's the fun part about it. If you're in this webinar, if you're watching this you can use the code MSP. So if you want to come to Aruba, go to register, use the code MSP, and you will get $200 off.
Wow.
So that's your call to action. Do it now, because why wouldn't you want to come to Aruba? But here's the reality of it. There are only 30 seats left. And no, I don't just use that as a marketing ploy, because I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't believe in fake marketing. There are literally only 30 seats left. So if you're planning to come, register soon. I will not be adding an additional day for the wait list in Aruba. I cannot do it financially. One, because the party in Aruba for all attendees, and there's already over 80 attendees coming, is on a private island in Aruba. So there are literally boats taking all the attendees to a private island for the big networking beach party with dinner on the beach and open bar. And the flamingos live there, so you actually get to hang out with the flamingos and entertainment. So when the beach party people, when the boat people are like, we can't take any more people, I can't add any more people or any other room. So if you're planning to come, just do that. That's just me being super honest with you guys. I put the link in there, see you on the beach. Reach out to me in any other capacity you want. Send me a DM on Instagram. My email is info@manalsampat.com. My website is manalsampat.com. If you're going to be at Yankee, if you're going to be at Chicago Midwinter, if you're going to be at SmileCon, I'm speaking there. Come hang out. I would love to see you guys. That's my website right there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Manal. And then I'm sharing a little link here, and I'm going to share my screen. A little while ago, we launched something called the My Social Practice Academy. This was something that we offer all of our clients, and we found that dentists, you don't have the time to keep up with all the trends, and it's, unless you're spending a whole bunch of time on TikTok. Well, we have a creative team that spends a lot of time on TikTok and keeps our dental practices up to date with the current trends. And so we created what we call the My Social Practice Academy. And every week we launch a new video that has all the latest trends of what's hot, the sounds, the audio of what's trending right now. It's updated weekly. We have trending content ideas. We have social media courses in there that I give about, how to grow your Instagram following and how to come up with ideas. So I want to give everybody that's on the webinar here tonight 1 month free access to this academy. So I put the link in the chat, or you can scan this QR code and just fill out a little form, and then we will we'll contact you, and you'll get an email where you'll have access. You can set up your password. We'll give you 1 month free access. You'll start getting emails of these content ideas to get you going and hopefully help you come up with these creative ideas. So please do that and fill out that form. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. I hope it looks like we have some good feedback in the chat. It looks like hopefully everybody enjoyed the webinar. Like Manal said, Manal, remind us your email again if they want to contact you.
Sure. You can shoot an email to info@manalsampat.com. So info@manalsampat.com. Oh, that's awesome. Who said? Lisa, I'll see you at Yankee. Yeah, send us any questions, guys. This is what we love to do, right, Blake? We can talk about this all day long.
I know. I was going to say we probably should have scheduled 2 hours for this because we could keep going. There's my email too. Feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to learn more about our services, or if you just have a question, I'd be happy to help you out. All right. Thanks, Manal. We will stay in touch, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.